The Academy is one very intense working week in which the composers really have enough time to meet each other and to get very close to the musicians who will be performing their works in the festival, which comes after the Academy. And while they are here, they can also have time to get all the experiences of elder composers. So they get private lessons, they get workshops, also workshop by musicians of instruments which they may not be so familiar with. So in this week, it's a fully intense week where they learn, where they know better what to do in the future.
It's really interesting to work with Slagwerk in Haag. We tried a lot of things and we did experiments. We had a Skype workshop like in May, and then we had a few emails, and now we constructed the instruments.
It's been great. I mean, they're really incredibly enthusiastic about the piece and very open-minded and willing to try anything. For me, this piece is going in a very different direction than anything that I've written previously. I hope that my music is written in such a way that it allows for the performer to bring something of themselves into the piece.
We will see how they interact with the ensembles, how they communicate their ideas, how they talk about their scores, how they approach the musicians, which is a really important part of professional life as a composer. How do you convey what you wrote and to talk about it and to make musicians enthusiastic so that they play your music in the spirit you want them to do so?
Do you normally like to work with musicians as part of writing music, or do you?
No, I hate musicians. It's horrible people.
Often you see in bigger settled orchestras or ensembles a composer, if they give the floor to a living composer, enters a score. At a very late moment he or she arrives at the rehearsals and hardly anything can be done. The orchestra ensemble performs it maybe once, twice, that's it. And by doing this academy in this way, the musicians and the composer are so closely together that at the end of the week it's not just the composer's work, but it's also the musician's work.
When you're facing the reality, when you're with the performers, you're getting into this kind of process, which is sometimes difficult, sometimes tricky, sometimes funny, sometimes perplexing. So there is all this mixture of different feelings, which is very creative. So that's why at the end it's very important. I mean, no matter what music you compose, either complex or not, you have to be engaged with everyone and work closely. Yeah.
Both sides are learning and improving things. It's a wonderful project, because if you're without working with musicians, I think it's not really, I think it's a bit not musical for me.
It's more about the process of growth for the participants than just having a festival where you just have a million pieces and then somehow a jury selects a piece.
We really feel that we are not just a festival presenting music to an audience, but we also help the talent further.
The way that it's structured is amazing, that young composers get to know all these people, work with all these people, and nowadays we get 3 pieces performed.
We do everything to keep musicians and composers well, as happy as possible, that they are confident how to go on. And if that happens, we are confident that we have contributed to the development of new music.
I really do hate musicians.